My name is Farnaz and I'm a chemical engineer, food processing engineer. I'm working in the formulation and food processing and formulation for pharmaceutical industries. My relationship with my body was very challenging. Having I actually from since I was like 18, 19, and even when I was in university, mainly, I struggled with lots of gaining weight, overeating, actually emotional eating, and it was like a challenging that I've never been in a shape that I liked, and I always had a problem with how actually I represent myself as like a young lady in the social life event and everything. It always was like a kind of challenging, and I always struggled with overweight in different stages. Actually, when I after the university, when I started to be involved with more professional activity and socializing with people, I realized that overweight just kind of, especially maybe because of my major was like a food science. Everyone, it just even affects on my self-esteem, my confidence, and my social and plus all the health issues. And when it becomes more, when I had more actually I gained more weight during the COVID, it just becomes very big trouble for me. And then on that time, I realized that something is not going well. I've tried everything actually to help myself and actually for like backing to the health and actually making my life easier for myself. I've tried actually to see how I can present myself as who I am, how I change myself to like what I am with my all of my obesity, with my overweight and everything. And then, but in one point, I realized that something in the life, in the reality of life, is different. Whatever we are trying to make inside, and we are trying to change the mindset. That on that time that I realized that some things that I have to think more about what I'm dealing with that in different way, personally and professionally. It just was like a point in time for me. Yes, actually, I've tried many medication. I've tried everything that I could actually, I've heard from the GP doctor and everything, from all the injection, tablet, whatever actually was in the market from the medication and the diet, that the common diet. And then I realized that none of them is working. They are just temporary, not lasting too much. I'm losing weight, I'm gaining weight. And I try to lose weight for a better feeling, but I always had bad feeling about all the side effect and everything. And I realized that something is not actually, it's not something what I expected. I was very frustrated. I just disappointed, and I really find out myself kind of stuck in the loop that I'm just getting fail for whatever I'm doing. It was not only more about the body shape and weight. It was like mentally, I was depressed, isolated. My self-esteem, everything is just gone. Now everything becomes like that. I'm in a loop that I stuck in an actually loop that I can't live it, and I'm just here forever. It just changed everything. I was in the darkest place in my life. I always try to fight with whatever I am, because I, as a person, as a researcher, as a scientist, with all of our background of the that I already have, I thought, no, I have to find a solution. I've tried many things, different approaches, different methods. I never gave up. I just continue to find out what is the most effective. If something is wrong with me, why other people are just having a good shape, fit, and everything is good? Well, they are eating whatever they want and they have a normal life. No, I try to never give up. I just continue to try whatever I can. When I tried everything, medications, all of the side effects, all the diet and everything, and it didn't work, I just gained weight. In one point, I realized that, okay, I think that something is not working with this medication, this actually diet and all of things. Maybe it's not for everyone. And I have a background of the science. I have a chemistry. I know about chemistry, biology, science, food, body. So maybe I have to start to learn more and create something that it really works. Because when there is a problem, I believe that 100% there is a solution for that one. So at that point, I realized, okay, maybe it's a time that I do something for myself. I should find a way by myself. It was actually very, I haven't had confidence that what I'm doing is a correct way, because, with all the advertisement, with all the people that they are talking about medications, and all the practitioners, whatever in comes from the media, you believe that it should comes from the medicine, and everything should be kind of studied, well worked on that one. So at first I was a kind of had a like hesitation that it really works if I try and then I gain more weight, if I actually hurt my body, if something happened. I wasn't that completely sure that what I'm doing is right or not. And what about if it's another failure? I'm doing another actually try and fail actually experience. But at the end of line, I realized that so what? I have to do something. Doesn't matter what. But I try to understand in that point that I understand that I should learn and educate myself about what is happening in the body, and I learn about what overweight and obesity means by itself, how it's creating, how it's happening. So, and I started from that point that to learn and educate myself to understand the function of the body, function of the gaining weight, losing weight, and how these medicines and these actually injections and all of these chemical and pharma stuff are working. So from that point, I've learned that I understand that I have to go change my approaches to learn about body's metabolism. When I started to add this for this formula, this product, initially I prepared something very simple based on whatever the ingredient I realized that it might work. Very something very simple. When I added to my diet, what I understand, I wouldn't expect that something magically happening, but I understand that my body feels more comfortable, and I can gradually see that the change is coming to my habit and eating and everything without forcing myself. And on that point, I realized, okay, apparently I'm on a good tracking. This approach is different, and seems this time I'm going somewhere. This journey helped me to understand that, because when we are talking about overweight and obesity, everything is about, oh, these people can control eating, they don't have a self-control, they don't know how to do that. It's just like shaming, bad body shame, fat shame, and blaming. It's like that, coming like that way. But when I started this process, I realized that no, the body is smart, and I have to respect my body. I have to understand my body, and I have to learn how educate my body and myself to support my body to function better. It's nothing about me as a person. It's about that I don't communicate with my body properly. So it totally changed the story from getting to hearing to blaming of others and even myself talking, to changing to understand and appreciate the body function. Everything changed. I want that they know nothing is impersonal. It's in person. Nothing is wrong with them. We have to understand that obesity and overweight is like a disease, like any other disease, like a cancer and anything. Body is not functioning properly. So it's not something that they are starting to blaming each other or blaming themselves or having shame or being embarrassed. I want that they know, if you are in this situation because your body is not working and there is something wrong with the function of your body. So instead of actually putting all the energy and focus to just more mentally bothering yourself, it's better that we turning in different way, understand what body want to tell us. Because or the human body and all the DNA and genes are very smart, they can talk, and it's the time that for them it's better that instead of focusing on something is external, back internally to learn about their body and how to communicate with their body and listen to the body. If I look back and when I'm checking and I'm seeing that I've tried everything, first of all, I'm thinking that, okay, that was a kind of experience that helped me to live in this way. Because when I created this formula, when I'm talking to the people that they are using that, I know all of the experiences that they had. I've tried and I felt it by them, by myself, and I know what is the side effect, what is the challenges. So, and on that time, when I'm looking at back, I'm saying, okay, I did good job to try whatever I can because I've gained experience, lessons that I learned. But if I back to past, I never blame myself. I'm putting that much stress and anxiety on myself and pressure on myself because what I have. I'm a chemical engineer and food processing engineer, and my background is in actually working in the research area and in the pharmaceutical industry for the formulation of the functional food. And I gained the knowledge of the research and how to deal with these issues through my study at the university research and all activity and practical work in the pharmaceutical industry for the functional food. For the weight management, I think that most of times people are thinking weight management as a kind of uh, is it's the this is a kind of disease. First of all, we have to understand that one. And the gap is they are always thinking that they have to provide something. For example, all the medication and GLP-1 booster and medication that we already have, they are thinking that it's like that we have to provide the hormones and everything to the body to function better. And the gap is we are not thinking that body is smart. If we're providing what the hormones and everything that it needs, it's not putting energy to produce it and it's just going away forever. So it's a more problem. So the gap is we have to understand how we should make the body force to by itself to help itself, just kind of repairing the malfunction that is inside. Instead of providing the solution to the body, we have to learn and we put the way in a way that we ask body to provide a solution by itself to prepare and create it that self. My personal experience actually helped me to understand that because my research background shows me that, okay, we studied about the food, chemical, biochemical, and all the active compounds that there is in the food and the herbal and natural ingredient. It shows me, okay, if I want to actually if we have a problem, if we want to solve the problem, we have to understand the process and action and reaction of the body and external natural compounds. All of them helped me with all of the experience that I had with all of my failure actions with taking medication and different diets, put me in a way that to understand to do research this time with the purpose of understanding how this system is working in the way that support the body and lose weight. The main reason is when we are giving the medication for the lose weight, we are forgetting some things that when this medication is just they are providing the hormones that the body needs to control appetite and control for the satiety, and it's the kind of natural hormone that's supposed to create it by the gut, but then we are giving it as a medicine. So when it's ready to come, chemical comes to the body is not actually putting the energy to create it anymore. So what is happening, we need a more dose each time the body adapted, and we need to increase the dosage. And clearly when it's a chemical things coming to the body which is not aligned with the nature of the body, we have many other side effects as well. So the people actually gradually understand because of the understand that they can't keep it because they keep increase the dosage. They keep should struggle with the side effect of that medicine, and more money and more money. And eventually, because we are not supporting body to create it by itself, by secreting the hormones by itself, body is stopping to create it. So we have another issue there. So another health problem is coming. So all of them together, it's just leading us in a way that we are supporting some things, but we literally making another problems, which is more lasting. So eventually it's not work. We can't put body in the situation that keep adapting the chemicals. I thought by myself, I was wondering, okay, how this GLP-1 booster and the medications like Ozempic and other one working? What is the compound ingredient in them, and how this actually, how that can actually fix on the body system to control appetite, to control for the satiety and everything. I realized I try to understand and do a study about the mechanism behind of that. Then I thought, okay, all of the pharmaceutical and stuff that we have, and all the science is coming from nature. We are trying to stimulate something that is in nature. So then from that point, I try to take, okay, which type of food or natural ingredient can actually have the same effects and sending the same signal to the brain. From that point on, I started to study about the effects of how these medications are working and what in nature can stimulate that action and how we can replace and put them together. From that point, I started to create this formula. It's all about the need of the people, because as a person that I experienced the overweight and I struggled all the time with everything, I thought, okay, what is actually main need of the people in this situation? In the morning, we all have like a craving. We don't have energy, and we don't actually, there is a need for the morning and there is a need for afternoon to get the support from whole day, because lose weight is not like a kind of one tablet you are taking and it's just going out. It's a kind of support that we need for whole day. I designed the morning for the time that we need energy. We need actually, we are in the position that we have like a craving more, and then it like a 10 or 11 we have like a problem with insulin spiking no matter what we are eating. And after that there is a lunch, and some people liking to have a lunch big meal. And the afternoon is a time that we have a feel of snacking. All of the people with obesity are experiencing, the overweight experiencing a snacking. And then we had a lot of eating during the day, and the dinner is ahead. Actually, we need something differently to help our metabolism, keep us more actually full and not let us overeat. So that's why, based on the need of the people of the time, I try to make something very freshly for the morning that give more energy, and then something to help for actually increasing the metabolism and help for the snacking in the afternoon. It's aligned with the need to cover whole the day. For this formulation, at very early stage, I try to find the ingredient based on the whatever is in the peer review academic scientific research, because what each ingredient that actually proved through the universities and academic research, and they published the paper, it was based on the lots of study, clinical study, and they had learned. I worked at the research at uni. I know how is the procedure. So I take the ingredient from the study that proved that for it works for the GLP-1. It's a GLP-1 booster national, and it's like a regulating blood sugar, whatever. And I pick the dosage based on that. So I was confident that I'm picking something that already is proven and we know that is working. Then I put all of them together, and again I had a study how I put them together to effects on each other, kind of getting more benefit from the synergies effect of each other. And from that point I was sure that when I created like a, then I started to make it like a juice flavor, and then pleasant for drink and everything, just working on the texture and everything. When I initially formulated, I haven't done any study and clinical or research study, but I was sure that each single ingredient had enough study on that one, enough actually evidence document that is working, and lots of anything. So if this product is not working, so all of those journal publications are the question. When I created this product, my initial idea was supporting the people that they are doing lose weight. They help them to keep in diet. They help them not overeating. They actually kind of supporting line with whatever they are taking. If they are taking medication for lose weight or they are in on a specific diet or exercise, you just helping them. And for general well-being to make this journey easier. And what surprised me was the result when we had a consumer trial. People come, oh, I literally lost weight. And I practice with them. I use by myself, and I tried with anything, with the medication, without medication, with diet, without diet. I've checked it, and what I realized is it's working more better. And even if with other stuff, other actually techniques showing more, and literally the lose weight happening, and it's more than what I actually expected. What I understand is for this product, it's because it comes from nature, it comes from the nature, and it's very aligned with the natural function of the body can communicate and connect it with it is very better. And when I'm taking that medication I'm using in a regular basis by myself, I can see my body is lighter. It's just working much better. It's very natural. I don't need to push myself to eat or not eat. And when I'm overeating, I'm not worried that I actually gain weight because I know it's a long time. I'm using the ingredient to support the natural function of the gut for secretion, the hormone of GLP-1. So even if I'm eating too much, still my body can actually digest it, can actually work on that one. So I don't feel guilty when I am going somewhere for the party, even eating more, or where I'm not on diet, because no, I rely on my body's function more than anything in external. Success for me is the time that they realize nothing is wrong with you, and when you communicate in your understanding and your education, your body, you can help it to work well. Success is not only about, for me, measuring success for this product is when I can see that people not are only happy because they are losing weight, but in general, from mentally, emotionally, everything is just getting better. In general, overall health being is just getting improved. And for me it comes all from nature. It's nothing chemical. And for me, it's a success that I can see they are gaining, they are reaching actually the goals that they have, but without pushing. They are enjoying the journey, and they never notice that what is happening, and everything is just going well, very 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 better than what they expected. Without pain, they can gain whatever they want. When I'm actually personally looking at the problem, I realize that we have to understand and learn that whatever is happening in our life uh, in terms of actually health is, we have to understand, and we should educate ourselves why this is happening and how we can address it. And we have to trust the nature more than, I am a scientist, but I'm thinking even the science should comes from the nature. We should actually put it on a first, because then we are aligned with whatever we're supposed to be. I would like that everyone knows that overweight and obesity is not something that someone should be ashamed of, that or being embarrassed or being isolated with others. People should understand that this is like a disease, like any other disease, and the people that they are suffering, they need support, and they have to actually, and this support is not by withdrawing them from everything. It's just with putting them in a situation to understand them, educate themselves, and help people with this situation. If people are obese, it's not because they don't have a self-control, it's because their body is not sending a correct signal to the brain and it's not working well. So they have to back and fix it. So nothing is wrong with their personality as a person. It's just a disease like other disease, and maybe even easier than other disease to solve the problem, because we can change the habit of the eating and how we can actually treat the body, then we get the results and we prevent many other diseases. So they just need to change the way that they are looking to the overweight and obesity. I would say that they never actually regret. And they will see that when they are starting to have it, when they can see how their life is easily changing, and they can understand that going forward, they just kind of re-educating their body, resetting their body, and everything is coming back to the factory setup without putting and pressuring themselves. When they try and when they trust the procedure, because if you want to learn the body, it may takes time. Maybe it takes time to body learn that it can actually secrete the hormones that need for regulating everything. So from that point, I want to ask them that to try and trust the process. I've done many things. I had a lot of hesitation. And I know that if they trust and they rely on the process, they can see how the difference is happening. It's something that they can enjoy and they can get what they want. And there's no regret behind that.
Right.